Can you feel it, people? Can you feel it? Nerves are jangling. Butterflies are flying in stomachs. It's Judgment Night for Malaysia and Brunei. Welcome into the One Play Esports Spectrum. It's the final batch of games in Group A in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, and we've got an action-packed show for you over the course of the next 60 minutes, coming to you live from right here in Singapore. The man to my right needs no introduction, but I give him one all the time anyway. The godfather of gaming, Pro Club brother number one, the notorious Nitin Nambiar. Nitin, really looking forward to tonight. I know you are as well. We saw Thailand go through on Friday. The fate of Malaysia and Brunei is in their own hands, but no question, Malaysia on paper facing a slightly easier task.
Yeah, Group A always looked like it was going to be exciting, and thankfully we've got a scenario where two of the nations playing today have the possibility to qualify into the semi-finals. They have it in their own hands, and it's up to them whether they can perform or not.
Yep, we'll find out very shortly what's going to go down here in the Spectrum tonight. Let's remind you what this is all about if you've just stumbled upon us. Where have you been for the last 3 weeks? This is the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. $2,500 US up for grabs, $1,000 US to the winning team, $750 to the runners-up, and we'll have a third and fourth place playoff as well. That's worth $500. Top scorer is $125 US, and the Golden Gloves is $125 US as well. We'll have a look at the top scorer standings in a little while. Games every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday. The big finals night coming to you on the 14th of June. We're going to have the third and fourth place playoff and the final in a rip-snorting doubleheader. All the games have got one thing in common. What thing is that, Nitin?
They're all live and exclusive on the best place to catch, the best place to catch Pro Clubs action anywhere in Southeast Asia, the One Play Sports Facebook and YouTube page, and the One Play Sports Esports Facebook page.
And I'm going to take it even a step further. The best place to catch esports, period. Because on that theme, our head of esports, Jessa, has brought a brand new property into the One Play Sports family. Late Monday, early Tuesday, works at 1 a.m. Singapore time, GMT +8. It's round 4 of the Isolation E-Series. Some great motor racing action, if you like, on your gaming platforms from Donington in the UK. That's being shown live all over the world, and we're very lucky to be covering it on One Play Sports as well. So set the alarm clock 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. You'll be watching it, Nitin, won't you?
Yeah, definitely. Really excited about having former F1 racers competing now in the esports world. It's just fantastic to watch, and really excited. Tuesday morning.
Yeah, there are some big names competing in that so far, like Rubens Barrichello, Lando Norris as well. So check that out and keep checking back, as Nitin says, with the Facebook pages to find out what's happening. Now I'm blessed. It's double trouble for me tonight, not just the notorious alongside me. We can now go live to Kuala Lumpur to bring in a Malaysian angle. Notorious, you are the notorious, but he's a notorious shoutcaster. He's a sports commentator extraordinaire. Ayman Roshizam is with us. Ayman, great to have you back, buddy. How are you tonight?
Yeah, very, very fine. Thank you. Great to be back here in the One Play Sports Esports Spectrum, and I'm hoping for another 180 minutes of fantastic Pro Clubs action, especially when all the dramas here are between three nations. Vietnam, Malaysia and Brunei are playing tonight, but Vietnam should also watching this full of excitement as well.
Yeah, great point you make there. Let's not forget about Vietnam. They are still a live chance. Currently going into tonight, they do occupy that second spot. And that leads me nicely, Ayman, into where we stand in both groups B and A. We'll just check in with Group B quickly. Remember, that continues next Wednesday with Indonesia against the Philippines and concludes on Friday of next week with Singapore against Myanmar. And you can see Singapore looking very strong there. You're expecting Singapore and Indonesia to go through, Nitin, yes?
Yep, certainly looks that way. Indonesia look like clear-cut favourites against Philippines over those two ties, and Singapore against Myanmar. All Singapore need to do technically is get a win, and that's looking very likely. So
it might be relatively straightforward in B, but that is not the case in A. Let's check in with the fixtures still to come in the group stages. We have tonight Malaysia and Brunei in A, and then those two games, as mentioned, next Wednesday and next Friday. This is what it's all about. Ayman and Nitin and everyone watching at home, have a look at this finely poised league table in Group A. Here is the equation tonight. Malaysia will finish top if they win both their games. They will still qualify in second if they just win one, as long as they win that one game by more of a margin than they lose the other. Brunei, only 6 points will do. And if you're a Vietnamese fan, well, Vietnam will be cheering on a draw in both games, or Brunei winning one and the other one finishing a draw. All in all, and Ayman, I'll come back to you now. When you look at that table, even though Vietnam are in possession of second spot, and they say possession is 9/10 of the law, on what we've seen so far, Ayman, you have to be confident as a Malaysian that you're going to do enough tonight to go through.
Ya, sudah semestinya sebab kita mempunyai satu peluang lebih-lebih lagi menentang Brunei. Apa yang dikatakan sebagai pasukan lemah, tetapi kita tak boleh pandang rendah kerana mereka dah curi 3 mata dari Vietnam, 1 mata dari Thailand, dan kita harap perkara itu tidak terjadi pada kita malam ini, dan saya harap 6 mata untuk terus naik ke tangga pertama.
Okay, listen, I'm just checking in the Facebook page because I know you've been great on Facebook, Iman. You did a brilliant preview with us at 10 p.m. And I know you, like Nitin, are big advocates of LSFC. I usually ask Nitin, Iman, I'm going to ask you, what does LSFC stand for?
Like, share, follow, comment, LSFC.
You know it makes sense. Make sure you're involved with us on Facebook, LSFC already. The stream is absolutely buzzing. The people are out there. Izzar is with us. Mohammed Shukran is with us from Thailand, from Supaburi. Great to have you with us, Shukran. We've got Hisham with us. Mohammed Zul Hazik is there. We've got Wazif is Wandi. Choji, our dear friends from the Philippines, is checking in. Go Moise, says Wasif. Come on, Malaysia, says Ahmed Hafiz Zulfaimi. And also, who's this here? Izzar Rosamain is cheering on Brunei. Brunei have got their fans as well. Irfan saying good luck, Malaysia. Azrael is, he's put a Malaysian flag next to the word Singapore. I'm not quite sure how that works out. Go Moise, says Wazif. Now, what does this mean in Malay? Minar Mati Dulu says, Baltar Kabar.
I know Mati Dulu means die first. So Mina Mati Dulu, man.
We've got FIFA Flash.
No idea.
FIFA Flash have put the Chinese flag out. All kinds of flags going on, and FIFA Flash posting flags from all over the world. Great to have you with us. Keep the comments coming. We'll give you as many shout-outs as we can as we go through tonight's action. And don't forget, by the way, what a game we had last night. La Rojak really impressive in making it through to the semi-finals of the One Play Pro Club Challenge. And who will they meet in that semi-final? We'll find out right here in the Spectrum on Tuesday. The second quarter final is coming up, and it features Tiki Taka of Singapore against Hyenas of Thailand, who, of course, Nitin beat Cat Nino in the last round.
Yep, Hyenas knocking out one of the tournament favourites. Cat Nino, of course, have the Wu Yang Ping up front.
Wang Ping!
Yeah, and they knocked him out. So, but Tiki Taka, no pushovers. That's going to be a really entertaining clash. So catch us on Tuesday for that.
Yeah, who are you fancying to go on and win the One Play Pro Club Challenge? Iman, who's your tip to go and win that?
Oh, this is very, very tough because there are lots and lots of fantastic teams, but there's only one Malaysian team, Amigos. I'm going for them.
Yeah, we'll see some of the Amigos won't be in the lineup tonight, which Nitin and yourself will analyse for Malaysia. So that's a cheer for Malaysia. And wherever you are, even if you're not a gamer, you can still be a part of the fun and games, because I suppose after tonight, it could be that there's going to be 2 teams that haven't got any more games to come, but there's still plenty of action. Your country needs you. Have a go at singing your national anthem. Thank you, Iman. Good work there, buddy. Sing one of your 8 anthems, play it on YouTube in the background, film it on landscape, send it to studio@oneplaysports.com. What's that number for WhatsApp, Nitin?
+65 9721 7756. Guys, remember to get this on landscape. We don't want portrait videos, we want landscape videos. So if you're doing it, do record it in landscape, please.
And for those of you at home who aren't sure what that means, that's it.
Iman's
doing it for me. Iman, show us.
You're a man, Iman. Can you do it again?
Show us landscape.
Yes.
That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Akril Israd is looking forward to this. We've got Fook on the Facebook page. Ahmed Hafiz will find me. Jessa is with us as well. Thank you for Jessa's very nice to me. Some people were being nasty to me yesterday, but Jessa's always nice to me. Thank you very much. And Jessa also says, hello, Nitin Nambier, the Prince of Pro Club.
Oh, wow. What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Keep it coming. We'll get to as many of these as we can, but it's going to be a busy night. So much to squeeze in. We must also check in with the Golden Boot race, because there's $125 up for grabs. Whoever has the top scoring competition at the moment. That man, Shamir, with 6 goals, and Singapore, you fancy, are going to have more goals in their remaining games. Wu Yang Ping, he's also going to get a chance to add to his tally. Zam in 3rd, Singapore doing well in the scoring charts. And bearing in mind, we can't write Brunei off, because their man 5th, who lost connection, and he had a penalty to win a game for Brunei, and the bot missed it. He wouldn't have counted him anyway, but it just goes to show he's in the right place. He's still an outsider for the Golden Boot as well, if Brunei can somehow qualify.
Yeah, considering this is Brunei's, I believe, their first international tournament in the C Nations Cup, they've done brilliantly, and for 5th to be even ranking in the goal-scoring charts actually shows what a quality player he is.
No Malaysians on that chart, Iman. I'm sure you're fancying the likes of El Rock and your very own Afif to get the goals. I need to sneak onto that table tonight, are you? Because I think you think there's going to be lots of goals this evening, don't you?
Yeah, it's going to be dramatic. All the drama is here tonight. Malaysia against Brunei.
I tell you what, I'm loving your energy. I mean, if I was at home, I'd be watching this. I love your passion. It really does shine through. Let's get to the business, because you've been very patient waiting. It's a packed programme. We've got Ayman and Nitin here. Here is tonight's main event. It features 2 games. We're at Bukit Jalil first for Malaysia against Brunei, and then we'll switch to the Hossan Al Balkaya for the return fixture, estimated to start around about 11:30. Might be a little bit later tonight because we've got such a packed show. Now, Nitin and Ayman have been doing their analysis all evening to guide you through the team news. Ayman, I'll come to you first. I think we'll let Nitin maybe concentrate on the Brunei lineup, but you've obviously got this insight into Malaysia. Talk us through this starting 11 for the first game, and we expect changes, don't we, for the second match?
Ya, dalam perlawanan pertama ni saya boleh nampak pemain-pemain yang boleh dikatakan sebagai pemain terbaik mereka, kesemuanya bermain dengan penjaga gol yang saya rasa hanya dibolosi sekali saja setakat ini, AB1 TG, dan dengan pemain-pemain yang saya katakan sebagai pemain mans to watch, Rivox dan Rashak sudah pastinya akan cuba untuk memegang di bahagian tengah, dan pemain-pemain pertahanan sudah pastinya perlu untuk menjaga pemain Brunei, iaitu Fif dan juga El Mimo, yang juga merupakan playmaker untuk Brunei.
I'm very quickly before I bring in Nitin, because I know you've got to take a nice comfy position. You'll be rejoining us, I know, after the first game and at the close of the show. What's your prediction score-wise tonight?
Predictions.
Don't make out like you're surprised. You knew this was coming.
Memang paling susah. Malaysia untuk menang perlawanan pertama mungkin agak comfortable, mungkin 3-0 atau 2-0, tapi dalam perlawanan kedua ianya akan menjadi lebih ketat, lebih sukar untuk dijangka kerana bermain di Brunei dengan home connection, dan mungkin seri ataupun kemenangan tipis untuk Malaysia, tapi Brunei memang tidak boleh dipandang rendah dalam perlawanan ni.
Great stuff, Ayman. You go and take your position to watch the game comfortably. We'll be back with you at full time in Bukit Jalil. And interesting, let's go back to the team sheets, Nitin, because interestingly, I want you to go through Brunei, and I also want you to talk about the pressure that will build on Malaysia if they don't manage to win that first game.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, anyway, we start with Brunei's lineup. They're playing a 4-3-3 today. Players to look out for, of course, we've got the striker, 521, who's on the goal scoring charts with 3 goals. He's got a really commanding goal tally in total, 1,845 games, 1,285 goals, 750 assists. So this guy knows what he's doing up, when it comes to the top end of the pitch. Other players that I like from Brunei, I like Root 264. He's a really cool customer in midfield. El Mimo is a really, it's like a Messi on the wings, really short, really agile.
He made a difference. He came in the second match in their first round of games, didn't he? And really made a difference when they managed to get that win.
Yep, and he's, it's nice to see him starting now. I believe he was always a second game kind of player. He brought in the second game. With regards to Brunei's second game, they've got a couple of changes. I believe they've got 2 changes in total, and I'll get to that when that match starts.
Thanks, Nitin and Ayman both analysing the teams for us tonight. Right, I'm sure you all want to get to the action, so without any further ado, wherever you're watching around the world, please join Nitin, myself, and Ayman over there in Kuala Lumpur by being upstanding for the national anthems, and we're delighted to be joined from Kuala Lumpur again by a producer for RTM, one of the main broadcast networks in Malaysia, Saiful, singing Negaraku.
Negara tanah tumpahnya darahku, rakyat hidup bersatu dan maju, rahmat bahagia Tuhan kurniakan, Raja kita selamat bertahta, rahmat bahagia Tuhan kurniakan, Raja kita selamat bertahta.
Nice stuff. Thank you very much to Saiful. So from Malaysia, please stay upstanding wherever you are. We cross to Tutong in Brunei for Ala Periharakan Sultan, sung for us this evening by Mr. Teo Zijun.
Allah anjur Walau usia ke bawah duli yang maha mulia, adil berdaulat, menangi dosa, memimpin rakyat, kekal bahagia, hidup sentosa, negara dan sultan, ilahi selamatkan Brunei Darussalam.
I tell you what, TOZ Jin has
fantastic,
got a
man.
pair of lungs on him. That was absolutely sensational. We're crossing
Spectacular.
live to Bukit Jalil in just a moment. Nitin, predictions from you, sir. Ayman's gone for Malaysia in both. What say you?
I'm going for Malaysia in both as well. Unfortunately, I do see Brunei not being good enough today. I think they, in terms of their first tournament, I think they've got lots to improve on. But Malaysia are seasoned pros, and I expect the seasoned pros to cruise through in first spot for Group A.
Very quickly, get some more shout-outs. Hai Wee Yi is saying, come on, fifth of Brunei. Great to have you with us. Liman Ala Noctis going, Mohammed Afif, good luck. Brunei, I've got lots of supporters. Wilzano Milano saying, good luck to Malaysia. Zakwan Azreem, let's go Brunei, he says. Also, Wilzano flying the flag for Malaysia, which we like to see. Huge numbers of you watching this on Facebook, and with good reason. Keep the comments coming. Remember to LSFC. Here it is in a nutshell as we get ready to go to Bukit Jalil. Malaysia can qualify with just 3 points, but anything more than 4, and they are through. They'll top the group with 6. For Brunei, only a pair of wins will do. And if you're following Vietnam, their best chances of qualifying are 2 draws. They can also go through if Brunei win one and the other is a draw. But you're predicting Malaysia will join Thailand in the semi-finals at the end of next week.
Yep, that's what I'm predicting. But again, would love to see one of the non-seeded sides goes through. So if Brunei, manage to miraculously get the 6 points today, that'd be fantastic. And if Vietnam manage to sneak through because of Malaysia's incompetence, they'll be fine by me as well. So whoever goes through, I'll be happy.
Let's get pitch side. We've just caught and missed the start of the game, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened there, but we will pick it up with Malaysia straight away on the attack, and Brunei having to do some scrambling defence, Nitin.
Yeah, strong start from the Malaysians, as you'd expect.
As Nitin said, it would be nice to see one of the non-seeded teams come through, I suppose, from a Brunei point of view. This is the pain, though, isn't it, for Vietnam? I mean, they're supposed in its infancy, they're cheering on Brunei here. Oh, there's a red card!
Oh, my
Brunei
God!
with a red card, and it's Zah! The right back is gone inside 5 minutes, and a disaster for Brunei. Our first red card of the Pro Club season here on One Play Sports, and what a time for it to come, Nitin. And Afif tries to make the pace straight away. What a save from Sekai Brown. And they get it clear, but goodness gracious me, what an opening 6 minutes that is. Zah Gonzo, Nitin.
That's exactly what Brunei didn't need. They would have struggled to cope with Malaysia if Malaysia won form with 11 men. Now they're down to 10 and they're in big trouble.
Nevis, they're all over them, Afif. Brunei scrambling defence. That's a foul, surely. Nothing given. El Rock with already 2 goals in this competition. Well, this could end up being one-way traffic now. Ras Hacks. Remember, Nitin, the other thing to bear in mind is if Malaysia only get 1 win, as long as it's by a bigger margin than the game they would lose if that's the way it's going to be in the second time, they'll still go through. So lots of goals in this first game should be their priority. Here's ex-Bucky that we saw to brilliant effect for LaRoche at the Singapore team yesterday. But it's all Malaysia early, Nitin.
Yeah, but I'm still at a loss for words with regards to Zah 91. He's really let his team down today with that red card so early on.
Kavita Ramu saying, where's your flowery shirt, Nitin?
Man, on the C Nations Cup, I wear suits, bro.
Yeah,
So,
smart.
it's a bit more formal here.
On the C Nations. Keep the comments coming. Maximus are with us. Our dear friends at Maximus. Awang is with us. Isatari. So many of you cheering both nations on here, but Brunei's got it all to do. They're going to have a chance to come forward here. That's a nice touch from fifth. Already 3 goals in the competition. El Mimo, we know he's got some magic as well. But that's at least a bit of encouragement, Nitin, that Brunei, only playing with 10, managed to make an incursion into the Malaysian final third.
Yeah, I know, but if they do that too often, you're going to get on the counter attack like this.
Yeah, down the right-hand side. Nitin makes a great point. El Rock! And it took two of them. It's come off Amaral. It'll be a corner. The first corner of this match. If you're just joining us, Brunei, Zar red carded. And that, of course, means Zar will miss the second game as well. And it's in!
Ooh.
Another chance comes through, and Moise El Rock decided to keep it in rather than take the corner. Here's Ex-Bucky. Headed away by Wan. And it's all happening here. It's drama early on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And Malaysia really look like they're hungry to add to their goal difference and get the 3 points here tonight. They know with Brunei at 10 men, it's not going to be too hard.
Down the right-hand side, Viv with a lovely ball to El Rock, who tried to do a fancy pass there, and unfortunately for him, Rude, the central midfielder for Brunei, was covering back. And I'll tell you something, it's obviously Malaysia dominating it, but they want to get the first goal, I think, to start to ease the nerves, right? Rivox, Afif.
Yeah, I think the way they're playing is just a matter of time at this point. They're really making very penetrating runs in behind, and you know, with El Rock and Afif up front, it's just a matter of time before those midfielders create chances and they score.
Nice work from FN Daj there. OD, and was giving it straight to Rivox. That's not a clever move. Ex-Bucky's got a runner ahead of him. If he can pick him out, goes sideways to Rivox. They're going to try and get it down this left-hand side. Herring down the left-hand side is the Rockman. Gets it into Afif, who takes an air shot, but still Afif! Saved by Seaguy Brown. And Amaral will get it clear. But as Nitin says, Malaysia really knocking on the door here.
Yep, Afif has 424 goals in total, and should have been 425 there. Really should have put it past Seaguy there, but it was a poor finish.
Of course, Ex-Bucky, here representing Malaysia, plays in the Pro Club Challenge for a Singapore team, and his teammates at the Rojak Football are on the Facebook comment section cheering him on. Just Akan Makwe confirming for everyone that's just missed it. There's a red card to Brunei. That's Zar that's gone in to the sheds early as Rivox come forwards to Malaysia in the blue. That's a nice ball through to El Rock. And he didn't get enough behind that, Nitin.
Yeah, but it's promising signs for Malaysia that, you know, the two strikers are getting chances, and with El Rock and Afif D up front, they've got two really well-known strikers, and it's just a matter of time before they beat Seaguy, in my opinion.
We saw that game on the last night on Saturday with 9 shots, didn't we, in the first half? We're not going to be far off that, I think, at the end of the first half here, but there are some signs that Brunei might be able to come into life. That's a very good clearing header by Shiroki and KSI, and Malaysia flowing forward so well. Raz Hacks now cuts it inside to Rivox. Rivox into the area. Rivox. Oh, Rivox, another great save. What a game Seaguy Brown is having. It's another corner.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Seaguy, but again, brilliant play from Rivox, who beat his man and got a shot off from the edge of the box.
In the way by Findaj. Malaysia coming again. Look at the space they're getting with this player advantage. Ex-Bucky. Ex-Bucky trying something cute. First time. Seaguy Brown stands again. And just for good measure, he palms all up into the air and catches it.
Yep, Seaguy has had a great game so far, but I have to say Malaysia have not had their shooting boots on. It's been a poor finisher. 6 shots on target and 0 goals. That's not good enough at this level.
Oh, look at Fifth. Razhaks. I thought for a minute Fifth was going to be able to pull the trigger. Of course, if this ends in a draw or a Malaysia win, then Brunei are officially out of the competition. It'll be down to Malaysia and Vietnam for the second spot. And of course, Vietnam are praying that Brunei can somehow hold on to this draw here. Rivox, still a long way to go. We're approaching half-time. Can they take the lead right on the half-time break? No, they can't. Seaguy Brown saves again. Well, Seaguy Brown is already an early contender for man of the match here, Nitin.
Yep, 7 shots he's saved at this point. That might be a record in terms of saves made for in the first half. And it's going to continue in the second half. He's going to be kept busy.
Ex-Bucky, can they hold out till half-time? Seaguy Brown is there again, and against the odds, despite the 5th-minute red card of Zar, it looks like Brunei are going to hold out Malaysia in the first half, and the pressure is going to start to tell on Malaysia. They need a goal here, because 1 point would leave them having to beat Brunei when assumingly it's going to be 11 against 11, albeit the Zar will be suspended. Rue gets it clear, and we're going to go to half-time here. Level, are we? Yes, we are. Well, that's some display from Brunei to keep them out, but all the credit in the world goes to Seaguy Brown, Nitin.
Yeah, Seaguy had a great game, but again, I do feel a lot of those shots were pretty straightforward for him. They weren't, in the corners, and that's something that Malaysia will look to improve in the second half, the accuracy of their shots, trying to find the corners, and, that's where the goalkeepers don't have a chance at saving these shots.
Keep the comments coming. LSFC, like, share, follow, comment as we go through the stats. Trung Dang, the manager of Vietnam, is understandably getting nervous. He said, this isn't good for my heart. Well, Trung, I'm sure it's not good for your heart, but the reality is you are a big Brunei fan for the next 6 minutes. That's 45 minutes in FIFA. Now, what's happening here, Nitin, the mixing and matching?
So, Zar was playing right back.
Yep.
So they've now ODC, OD 2211 has gone into right back, and Zah has gone into centre forward. So in this second half, Brunei will be parking the bus, you can say. No more striker for them.
Okay, well, they've made the tactical changes. Can they hold out here? Queen's Park Rangers tonight doubling up Loftus Road for Bukit Jalil. Malaysia needs Umar to make a score, says Jessa. Azam Mapra is with us. Awang Rad says, steady on Malaysia. And Ayman Roshizam, who of course will be joining us at the end of the first game and at the end of the show, says, goodness gracious me, what a performance from Sekoy Brown. I think Nitin made a valid point though. There's not been any. We've seen so many great goalkeeping saves from the likes of Trader Kid and the Tood over the last 7 days of action. It's almost now you have to do something utterly spectacular as a goalkeeper to get all the plaudits you deserve. But you can do no more, Nitin, than stop the shots coming at him, and he might have another one to defend here. Here's Ryvox. They've got options galore, Malaysia. Ryvox. What's the fancy footwork? Gets it through to a
That's it.
They're second goal of the tournament, and Malaysia break the deadlock early in the second half. And as it stands, they will be going into second in Group A. 49 minutes in, Afif makes it Malaysia 1, Brunei 0.
One more.
Broken early as Wan manages to cover back on that occasion.
That was fantastic play by Ryvox, I have to say. He's been a real threat for Malaysia going forward, the RCM. And he found a perfect pass to Afif D, who made no mistake.
Ex-Bucky, space to burn! What a save, Seagull Brown again, but it was straight to the keeper, Nitin.
Yeah, again, a bit of a poor finish. But Malaysia are just creating chance after chance, and it's not looking good for Brunei at this point. They've got El Rock and Afif D up front. These guys have scored a total of about 1,300 goals in their pro club's career. So if you keep giving these guys chances, they're going to make you pay sooner rather than later.
Hawaii loves that goal. Azri Furman says finally they get it. Afid is loving it. Mohamed Zulhazik is loving it. Wilzano's loving it. So
what a ball.
On the Facebook page. Could be another scrambling defence from Louise, and it's the behind for yet another corner. I think this might be a record for the number of corners a team have got in a game as well. Brunei, remember, if they don't win this game, they are officially out of the competition. And playing with 10, it's going to be so. It would have been hard for them with 11, Nitin. Playing with 10, it's a disaster.
Yeah, Zah has really stacked the odds against his team, and it was a really unnecessary red card. I don't know what was going on there. It was a bit of a wild challenge.
El Rock, well watched by Findaj, who gets it away. Now, what can Brunei do coming forward with Rude? Remember, if they do shock and get an equaliser here, Malaysia all of a sudden are under pressure again. Fief, marshalled brilliantly by Aon C, the
makeshift
man
left back at this point.
Yeah, he certainly is. Aon C from Maximus, another team featuring in a Pro Club Challenge. Just the one Malaysian team through in the quarterfinals, which is a surprise, isn't it? Just Amigos flying the flag for Malaysia. Raz Hacks. Calm defending needed by Malaysia. The last thing they want to do is concede a shot goal. Remember, Brunei had an injury time penalty missed by a bot early in the competition, so they're now to win penalties. Raz Hacks has done brilliantly, lovely footwork, plays an ex-Bucky. Ex-Bucky squares it, they've got time to pull back, and Afif maybe can try and thread it through. Well watched by Wamboy, and Brunei survive again, Nitin.
Yeah, great defending from Wamboy. Afif D there looking for his strike partner, El Rock, also known as the Batman, but just couldn't be the Robin at that point.
Here's a chance for Brunei, El Mimo! What an out! I think he hit the post! Goodness, where did that come from?
I think the keeper made a good save.
Comes in again. Was the keeper or the post, but that was very close. That's the best chance Brunei have had here. Is Rude now. Gets it to the left-hand side. Is Findaj. Raz Hacks.
Malaysians have got to keep their concentration up here.
They need a second goal to put this game away. 23 virtual minutes remaining. About 3 minutes' time. Ryvox. Rude. Rid now. Brunei, to their credit, are battling here, and El Mimo has got the skills to pay the bills. He plays in Rude. He tries to find Fief. And that's a back pass that AB1, who we've not had much time to talk about, manages to get clear. But Brunei are finishing strong here, Nitin.
Yeah, it's such an admirable performance. They've been under the cosh since Zah got that red card, but they've managed to deal with it and yet still create some really good opportunities. So fair play to them.
Nice play from ex-Bucky, Afif, Ryvox. Cleared from Rude, and Brunei can come again. Nitin, any evidence of any internet or connection issues or lag that you've seen in this game so far? Does it all seem
it's looking
fair?
good, but we're just watching the stream from the home team. The Brunei team could be facing a whole different lag situation.
El Rock, lovely pass inside to the Bucky, squares
what
it!
A ball! Oh!
Another save, Razak, and Afif with the rebound over the bar. It should be 2-0.
It really should be 2-0. Razak managed to get his header on target. Brilliant save by Sekoy again. That was a brilliant save, and Afif D again just doesn't have his shooting boots on today. Perhaps a wasted opportunity there. A striker would be, would usually be mopping those up.
Here's Amarul Mukri over the top and well dealt with. And Malaysia now, can they get the second goal? Because remember, Vietnam can still qualify if Malaysia go to Brunei and lose by more than one goal as it stands. Here's Ex-Bucky. Nice pass inside to Razhaks. Razhaks. Here's El Nemo. Credit to Brunei, they've battled really well here, Nitin, haven't they?
Yep, the defender and the defenders and the goalkeeper, Amirul, Emuis, Wan, Sikoi, Aeon C in the second half, they've all been throwing their bodies in front of the ball, trying to prevent that second goal, and fair play to them. They've done a brilliant job so far.
Well, a 1-0 win gets them the 3 points, but remember, they'll still need to absolutely guarantee and not go down to goal difference. They'll still need at least a point at the Hassan al-Bolkiah, and if they get connection problems, you just never know. Brunei are finishing strong here, Nitin.
Yeah, we figured earlier, we got a message from Yusof earlier in the day about Brunei maybe having leg issues, and glad to see that hasn't been the case.
Odie, well marshalled by Aeon C, the Maximus man does well, but Odie gets it back from him. And has Odie gone down? That's a free kick, surely.
Oh, they got a corner?
Free kick, is it not? Yes, it
it
is.
is.
It's a free kick.
A chance here for Brunei late in the game.
They've changed the taker as well. Inside the final 5.5 minutes of virtual time here at the Bukit Jalil. If Brunei get a goal here, it will blow the roof off. Chipped into the middle.
Oh, well
I have to think they were looking to get FIFA on the end of that. Second phase chance, and it's hacked away. Any chance that Brunei could beat Malaysia by more than one goal in the second game to really upset the apple cart?
Of course there's a chance. We've seen Brunei almost beat the other unseeded team here, Thailand. So, they are underdogs, but they definitely have the ability to spring an upset.
FN Daj, and this is Brunei, by the way, pressuring Malaysia, only playing with 10. That's a lovely ball through to Fifth. Fifth into the area. They have to be careful not to foul him, but Fifth takes the wrong decision, and KSI, the Amigos man, gets it clear. Amigos, of course, the only Malaysian team left in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. Rivox, is there a second goal right at the death from El Rock? And again, Brunei defend well.
The referee has indicated there will be
Rivox into injury time we go. Still Rivox, they're standing off him. Still Rivox, they still stand off him. Great cross, and Sikoi Brown gets it clear. And that should just about be that, Nitin. They've won, but only just.
Yep, and I have to say, Rivox has been absolutely superb in this game in an attacking sense. Created countless opportunities for his teammates. Managed to get a few shots off himself, but he got that assist for that Afif goal, and Malaysia have their 3 points, which is all that matters at this point.
Well, 3 points in the bag, and as it stands, they're going through, but that could change if they're on the end of a bad scoreline in Brunei. A draw would be enough. If they lose by 2, by my mathematics, I might get tournament director Youssef to confirm this. Youssef, if they lose by more than 1 goal, it's Vietnam that goes through. Is that correct? Check it for me, please, as Nitin talks us through the highlights. That's one of many good Sikoi Brown saves.
Yep, Sikoi had an outstanding game for his side. Considered just that 1 goal. I think this was it. Rivox finding Afif in the box. Plenty of space for Afif. Great first touch. Sikoi took the step to the right, and to the left rather, and Afif with a very clever finish on the other side. Looks like Mohamed Salah, doesn't he, Afif? This was... Oh, he hit the post. It wasn't a save.
Wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was the post at the time. And
was so unlucky there. Afif had a good chance there with that rebound, but just, lacked the composure today.
El Mimo showed some skills at times. If he can get a better support with a full complement of 10 teammates alongside him, this ain't over quite yet, is it? If you're Malaysia... and it's dangerous if you go in trying to get the draw, you concede early, and all of a sudden the pressure really is on.
Yeah, definitely. We even saw then, Fifth playing alone up front. He managed to create some opportunities, beat some of the Malaysian defenders. So if he had support with him, Brunei definitely can spring the surprise, and don't be shocked if it happens.
Second match coming up. We'll bring in Ayman after we've taken a very quick break. Ayman over there in KL. He'll give us his thoughts on that game and what's to come up next as we go to Brunei. Stay with us on One Play Sports. It's the final match night in Group A in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. We'll be back in a sec.
The Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June. A celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports. coming up on One Play Classic this week.
Welcome back live into the One Play Esports Spectrum. In just a couple of shakes, we'll be going to live to the Hassan Al Bolkiah for the second game of the night as Brunei, who are officially out of the tournament now, could still spoil the Malaysian party. Remember, Malaysia, if they lose now by more than one goal, it'll be Vietnam that goes through, so stakes still high. Ayman Roshizam is over there in Kuala Lumpur for us. Ayman, happy with the win, but they should have won by more than one goal there, surely.
Ya, rasanya lebih dari 10 percubaan ke arah pintu gol. Tapi seperti mana yang Nitin katakan, hampir kesemua rembatan tu terus tepat kepada penjaga gol si Coy Brown. Jadi antara goalkeeping performance yang terbaik daripada beliau, tetapi Malaysia patut melakukan lebih. Mereka patut menjaringkan lebih banyak kerana sekarang ini mereka dalam bahaya. Jika mereka kalah 2 gol atau lebih, mereka terkeluar dan Vietnam akan marah ke separuh akhir.
Yeah, Iman, very good point about the shots being straight at the keeper. I wanted to ask you something. You talked about pre-match. You said something about the Malaysians using the players with the least latency to play that away game. Is that true? And if that's true, that's a really brilliant piece of tactical mastery from the captain, I have to say.
Ya, itu jika saya ialah seorang pengurus lah. Tapi jika kita lihat pada pemain-pemain yang akan digunakan dalam perlawanan kedua nanti, kebanyakan daripada mereka memang mempunyai kelajuan internet yang baik. Jadi mereka sudah pastinya mampu untuk beraksi dalam perlawanan di Brunei nanti kerana sudah semestinya connection advantage dapat kepada Brunei sekarang ini dan mereka memerlukan sekurang-kurangnya seri dalam perlawanan ini.
Okay, Ayman, so do you think it's a possibility Brunei could win by more than a goal here, or are you confident now that you'll get at least the draw without making it too nervy and relying on goal difference? You don't look confident to me, mate.
Sukar.
Come on, bro.
Sukar
Confident, bro.
sebenarnya. Sukar. Sebab Brunei menunjukkan kualiti mereka. Walaupun mereka bermain di tempat lawan sebentar tadi, main 10 pemain, ya ada kad merah pada ZAR 91 di awal-awal permainan. Kita tidak tahu apa yang akan berlaku jika tiada red card tersebut. Tapi sekarang ini, mereka akan bermain semula dengan 11 pemain, main di tempat sendiri sudah pastinya permainan terbaik akan ditunjukkan oleh mereka. Perlu diingat, mereka belum tewas lagi di tempat sendiri. Mereka menang dan juga seri di tempat sendiri dan kali ini Malaysia perlu untuk mendapatkan keputusan itu.
Okay, listen, Ayman, many thanks. You'll join us again if you don't mind at full time and hopefully you'll be celebrating a Malaysian spot in the semi-finals. We look forward to speaking to you later.
Let's go Malaysia!
Yeah, that's the spirit. I love Ayman's energy and passion for what has ultimately been an incredibly passionate tournament. He does, I mean, I don't know whether he was playing devil's advocate, not looking so confident. He believes Malaysia are going to do this, Nitin, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. But he brought up a very valid point there about Brunei's home form. They haven't lost at home. They've got a win and a draw at home. So they'll be looking to keep that unbeaten streak at home going in the Hassan Al Bolkiah for sure.
Getting word from Tournament Director Youssef about that replacement for ZAR, the right-back who is, of course, now suspended for this return game. Finn Darge is replacing him, but Finn Darge played in that game, so there must be another name coming through. Youssef, if you can get that to me, I'd be really obliged. Let's get to some comments. How far are we away from the game, Youssef, by the way? They're searching now, so let me give a couple of shout-outs while we wait. Faris Hisham Mission says, what a juicy encounter. Let's go over the second game. Do you like a juicy encounter?
I love a juicy encounter, and that certainly was that in that first game.
Kush is the man to come in to replace the suspended ZAR. What a keeper, says Farmy. Keep these coming, guys. Great to see so much interaction on the Facebook page today. Afif is here. Akan Matpri saying, come on, guys, to Brunei. Brunei now playing for nothing but pride, but sometimes teams are dangerous when pride is on the line.
Exactly.
Afid Fawad says, next game, Kalu Tak score, Sticker Baru on the way.
Striker Baru on he said if you don't score, if they don't score in the next game, there's a new striker on the way.
Okay, well, Zano Milano says, come on, Malaysia, get the 6 points. 6 points, of course, remember, will take Malaysia top, and that could be significant because if Singapore do win Group B and Malaysia finish top of this group, means there's still a potential Causeway final on the horizon.
Fingers crossed, man. That's what I want.
Camille says, FIFA Flash, ex-Bucky needs to step up his game. A very bad performance from him. I didn't
Oh,
think
that's
ex-Bucky
harsh,
was
bro.
was that bad?
I thought, they created so many chances for the strikers. It wasn't a bad performance from them. I think, they may have been a bit off color there in terms of their finishing, but it was a good performance from Malaysia.
Is Atari says, VPG Brunei keeper, power, respect. I echo those sentiments. It was a good display, even though ultimately it was fruitless. Now, let's fingers crossed we don't get connection issues. There was talk, as Nitin mentioned, about connection issues in Brunei today, but so far so good as we get ready to cross live to the Hossanal Bolkiah for the second game of the night. Malaysia, as it stands, are through, but the only thing that can scupper them is if they lose this game by more than one goal. Brunei are out, but they could be playing to upset Malaysia's chances. Let's go live. Nitin and myself will join you on commentary in just a moment. So here we go then at the Hossanal Bolkiah. It is Brunei in the yellow playing from left to right. Malaysia, as they were in the first game, in the blue and white shorts, playing from right to left. And first order of business from Brunei will be to make sure they don't pick up any silly yellow cards inside the
Yeah, let's try not to get a player sent off in the first 10 minutes this time. I want to go through the Malaysian changes?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, so they got two striker changes. Faiz and Fifido come in as strikers. CDM is now SHB. Left back Max Nevis, centre back Yuzuan, centre back Man, right back Hafizul, and goalkeeper Izul. So 8 changes for Malaysia in total. We'll see if they can fare better than their first team we saw a couple of minutes ago.
And just a reminder that Krush comes in to replace the suspended Zart after that red card, with Findaz dropping back to right back. Krush, I think, coming into left centre mid as ex-Bucky. I think that was very harsh, whoever gave ex-Bucky penalties. And don't forget, it's tiring. It's his second big game in 2 nights, ex-Bucky, after featuring in a Rojak. Here is ex-Bucky. Was that a penalty?
Oh, what's happening?
What happened there?
Oh
what on
my
earth
God,
happened there? Nitin,
Sikoi.
try and explain that one to me.
I just think he wasn't expecting the ball, and the goalkeeper went for a header when he really... it was a back pass. He didn't really have a choice to catch it with his hands.
Now,
what was that?
I don't know, but it means now Malaysia are surely all but assured Brunei would have to score at least 3 times.
So just to get things right, Brunei have shot themselves in the foot in the first 10 minutes of both games.
That is extraordinary, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Krush, here's the man that's coming for the replaced Zart. And again, the trouble with that is, and we have seen, I don't care what anyone says this, we've seen heads drop in these matches, in these tournaments, when things have gone against teams, and I wonder now whether Brunei will be deflated by what just happened there. Could be number 2, Fifido! Good save.
What a touch, Fifido.
He's some player, isn't he? We've seen him in the One Play Pro Club Challenge also. Here's El Mimo. He is the one man for Brunei, along with Fief, that you think can make things happen. And Fief's stolen that brilliantly, but the touch heavy, and Rivox manages to get it to Razaks.
Yeah, that Malaysian central midfield is really strong and potent, I have to say. They both do their jobs defensively and offensively, and it's a real joy to watch. I enjoy watching these midfielders play.
Here's Findach down the right-hand side. Here he goes. Look at the pace from Findach. One touch too many, though, and Max Nevis, who had a very good first game. But obviously, the focus is on the attackers for Malaysia, but Max Nevis had a brilliant game. And he goes, man.
Yeah, good pass there by Max Nevis as well.
It almost looks like Brunei playing with 10 here. Keeper's not calm, danger!
What a touch.
And that is
What a
some goal from Faiz. And that now puts it beyond any doubt. And it also looks like Malaysia are en route to topping Group A from Thailand. They'll drop to second, 2-0. Inside 17 minutes knitted, and that was some strike. The cameraman couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic ball. Not sure who played that through ball, but awesome stuff. Faiz was well onto it, got a great first touch in, and blasted it past the keeper. No problems for them. And it looks like Brunei are going to lose their unbeaten streak here at the Hossanal Bolkiah.
Yeah, still plenty of time to come, but on the evidence of what we've seen tonight so far, Brunei, they've shown glimpses of quality. But I think we mentioned this, Nitin, didn't we? In some of the earlier rounds, they just don't have the strength through the entire squad to compete at this top level yet. I'm sure it's going to improve, but they've got some world-class players, but not a world-class squad.
You know, I don't think I agree with that, because when we've seen them play against Thailand and what's the other
Vietnam.
team? Yeah, Vietnam. You know, they've had performances where they can match these guys.
But
So
not consistently.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
when
a
you see these top teams, they manage to get it done all the time.
Yeah, it's a matter of consistency, but I do believe they have quality players. But you know, it doesn't help when you're shooting yourself in the foot in the first 10 minutes of a also important crucial tie like today.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if there was a connection issue that led to that, and what on earth brought it on. But again, it comes back to the kind of strength in depth to have a complete backline. I mean, that's just criminal at this level. It's kind of the stuff you expect to see from non-seeded teams in the Pro Club Challenge, never mind an international lineup. That said, though, I take on board your points about some of their performances have been outstanding. If not for that missed penalty by the bot of Fife that have beaten Thailand.
Exactly.
Remember. Down the left-hand side comes El Mimo. Can they get a goal to at least get back into this? No goals for them so far tonight. And if anything, if you were going to say there was going to be a third goal in there, you'd have to think it's more likely to come from the Malaysians, Nitin, as we are well past the halfway mark in this first half.
Yeah, nothing on the line here except for national pride for Brunei, and I hope they show it and, you know, hopefully win the second half.
Nice play from Muiz there, defensively from Brunei, and they go with El Mimo with a nice touch to Rude. Rude finds Fifth. Fifth finds support, gets it through the middle to Quash. Shots blocked by the Malaysia defence. This is better from Brunei though, Nitin.
Yeah, I think they're looking a lot better with 11 players. That opening mistake has put them under pressure, but you know they've responded well and they look a lot more organised now coming into the 33rd minute of the match. There's Razhex, finds Bucky.
Bucky looking for his third win in 90 minutes across 24 hours after he helped La Rojak beat Ones to Watch by 3-1 on aggregate yesterday in the Pro Club Challenge to book their semi-final slot. They'll play the winners of Hyenas and Tiki Taka, who'll play on Tuesday in the Spectrum in the second quarter final. Here's Fifth, nice play from Fifth. Nice layup as well. Amimo on the turn, couldn't get the shot away, and Hafiz does really well defensively then, Nitin. And just as I say that, he gives it away.
Commentator's curse, Patrick.
Here's Kush. He's impressed since coming on in this second game to replace the suspended Zar.
Good defending from SHB there. Read exactly what Fifth wanted to do and stole the ball.
Fido. John.
Yeah, Jonto is another change for Brunei in central midfield. He comes in for Rude, I believe.
Nice play from Amaral. That's a delightful ball to El Mimo. El Mimo now has to play it back to Rude.
Oh,
nice turn from Rude. Gets it to Fifth. Fifth inside to John. John chipping it over the top, but there's just too many blue shirts in there for that to be effective as we rapidly approach half-time. Malaysia, good value for their 2-0 lead for you, Nitin?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe the one goal lead, that first goal came out of nowhere, and you know, you can't do much when stuff like that happens, but definitely they deserve to be leading at this point.
Yeah. Comes this HB, one of those changes. Yazwan, another change for Malaysia. This man's an ever-present, though, Max Nevis, as we go into the 2 minutes virtually added on at the end of this first half, and the final match of Group A in the 2021 Play Sports Nations Cup, where Malaysia are heading for qualification as group winners. And that shot comes through straight at Sekoy Brown, who manages to keep it out, and we will go to half-time with Malaysia having a 2-goal cushion that has secured, unless Brunei by some miracle score 4 goals without reply in the second half, secured their path, and they look likely to finish group winners, Nitin.
Yep, and it'd be well deserved. You know, I always believe whoever finishes top at the end of a group stage fully deserves their place after 6 games, and they'll be where Malaysia will be if they continue this winning streak they're on.
See, that own goal was attributed to the goalkeeper, Sekoy Brown. I think that's a bit harsh to put the own goal down to the goalkeeper.
To be fair, it was his last touch that, you know, the defender chipped it into him. But he had no choice but to react to the header.
The idea, though, for the idea for our own goal is it has to be a last touch from a defender that diverts it towards the goal, and it was already heading goalwards. Anyway, the debate is really a moot one. As you quite brilliantly said, Nitin, they've essentially killed off their chances by basic errors in that red card in consecutive games. It's a nightmare for them. Quick word as we go back live to the coverage for the second goal. That was an absolute thing of beauty from Afif.
Yep, a fantastic ball over the top. He showed great pace to get in behind his defender. Fantastic first touch, and finished it off also brilliantly with a nice half volley that, you know, Sekoy, who's been great in that first game, he had no chance with the 2 goals that he came up against here.
Second half, Malaysia heading to top spot in Group A, and the number 1 seed in the semi-finals are leading Brunei by 2-0, having beaten them 1-0 at Bukit Jalil earlier this evening. There's Fido and John having to do some scrambling defensive work. Remember, to find out who Thailand and most likely Malaysia, as it looks now, who are playing in the semi-finals. We've got our final 2 group games in Group B coming up on Wednesday. It's Indonesia and the Philippines. On Friday, it's Singapore and Myanmar. Singapore and Indonesia looking very strong in terms of their qualification chances. Are you expecting Singapore to beat Myanmar twice?
I am expecting Singapore to beat Myanmar twice, but if they, you know, make the 11 changes that they made the other day against Indonesia, it's not going to... I hope that doesn't happen again. And if it does, I hope the second team at least does a bit better this time around.
So if it all goes to form, and there's a long way to go in Group B to determine this, it would be, as it stands, Malaysia against Indonesia in one semi-final and Singapore against Thailand in the other. And that would obviously tell you that the seeding done by Yusuf of virtual programming was spot on, because the seeds look like they're going to find their way through. Here come Brunei. Can they at least get on the score sheet tonight? Here's Rude. Rude gets it through, but Rybox covers, gives it to FIFA.
Brunei.
Here's FIFA with a chance!
Oh.
Was that handball? No.
Oh, fantastic
And they get it away.
defending, man. I think that was, who was that? That was probably Yuzwan or Man. Fantastic stuff, guys, throwing a body against the ball.
I'll just wait for this attacking passage to come, then I'll give some shout-outs. Keep the LSSC going, like, share, follow, comment. Shout-out to Tun Hazri, who's with us. Akmal Hizwan Arbani is there with us as well. Shout-out to our friend Ayman Roshizam as well, who'll be joining us at full time with his thoughts on tonight's action. Z is with us saying, go Maurice, Mohamed Zabir, Azrul Lala, Zukaldi Afandi. So many of you joining us on One Play Sports tonight. You are very welcome indeed. Here's ex-Bucky. Razhax, A. John gets it away, and we're into the final half hour of Group A, and it'll be a free kick opportunity for Malaysia. They thought about taking that quickly and then thought better of it.
Yeah, no pressure on Malaysia here. They've got the result and the points that they need to finish top of the group, so you don't expect them to be too urgent in their attack at this point.
Play it short to ex-Bucky. Delightful ball. That was a training ground
What a
routine.
goal.
And Razhax with an absolute beauty. Razhax, the Ankatsuki man, has put any lingering doubt that Malaysia not only are going to qualify, they're going to qualify as group winners. And that was a training ground routine pulled off to perfection.
That was a brilliant pass by ex-Bucky. You know, someone said earlier that ex-Bucky needed to raise his game. I think he heard you, bro. That was a fantastic through ball to Razhax, who made no mistake with a beautiful, powerful header past the keeper. 3-0 to Malaysia. First spot to Malaysia. Well done, Malaysia.
They've shown their class here, and they're sending out a warning to the likes of Singapore, Indonesia, and whoever knows, maybe potentially Myanmar, that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Commiserations to Trung Dang and his Vietnamese squad. They are now out of the competition. They performed admirably, and again, very unfortunate to be drawn in Group A. They can blame you for that, can't they?
Why? Why me?
To be fair, you did draw the unseeded teams.
Yeah, I drew the unseeded teams. Oh yeah, then it's me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Trung Dang, wasn't on
I
purpose.
think this is Brunei's first corner in 155 minutes. Can they make it count? Sensational, says Awang about that goal. Mohamed says, toxic Lara Razmax. Free kick.
They're on the counter
Perfection.
here.
It's Fifido. Is he going to be onside here? Yes, he is. Space to burn for the Bucks man. The Buckster beats one man. Still Buckster. Ex-Bucky. Oh, no. Thought we were going to get a bit of lag. Doesn't bother Fariz, though. Fariz for 4.
Oh, you beauty.
The connection may be
goal.
unstable. There's nothing unstable about that finish from Faiz. Ex-Bucky involved, and Seiko Brown didn't even move, and Malaysia are going through in some style here, Nitin Namier.
Yeah, I thought there was no way, there was no angle for that shot, but a brilliant through ball by Bucky again, who's been influential. Faiz finding himself in lots of space, blasting it past the keeper. Great finish. 4-0 to Malaysia. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Incidentally, if you're new to this and wondering what the record margin of a win is, Odie! Well saved by Izzle, who's another change in goal, replacing AB1. If you're wondering if this is the record margin of victory in the group stages, it is not. Singapore, all the way back in Group B's opening round of games, beat the Philippines 8-0. We've seen a 4-0, when actually Thailand beat Brunei 4-0 at the Raja Mangala. Before Brunei should really have beaten Thailand here. They missed that bot-taken penalty. Here's Findaj, who had a positional change to accommodate Za's suspension for this one.
Yeah, imagine the table had Brunei scored that penalty. Vietnam might still have a chance to go through at this point.
Oh,
good
that
save.
should have been the consolation, but a great save by Izzat. Ayman is asking on the comment section, he'll be joining us at full time, how on earth Malaysia only scored 1 against 10, but 4 against 11.
That's how FIFA is sometimes, bro. I think you know that as well. Oh, he had a through again.
This
Faiz
could be
hat-trick.
5. Is it a fantastic 5? Faiz
Bucky.
unselfishly gives it to Bucky. Can Bucky make the critics eat their words? Not that time. Should have scored, or at least got a shot away there, Nitin, surely.
Yeah, I think he was looking to be unselfish, looking for Faiz for that hat-trick goal, but that's how it is sometimes.
Good cross into the middle. I thought for a second that might be a second own goal of the game. Man sent it behind for another corner. Into the final 10 virtual minutes we go. If you're just joining us, Malaysia are set for top spot in Group A. And they'll be the top seeded team from Group A into the semi-finals, where they'll play either Singapore, Indonesia or Myanmar. To find out who across the final 2 group days of Group B next Friday and Wednesday.
We're certainly going to have some really top quality semi-finals here at the C Nations Cup.
Certainly have, and a throw forward to Sunday, June the 14th as the flag goes up for offside. Sunday, June the 14th, folks, we'll have a grand finals weekend. The final of the Pro Club Challenge on Saturday the 13th. Third and fourth place playoff game involved there. There's cash prizes for third, remember, so that game's significant. And we'll mirror that on the 14th on the Sunday with a third and fourth place game followed by the title of One Play Sports C Nations Cup winner. 2 offside decisions in quick succession. I think both teams now have put their shoes in the rack here. I like the expression, by the way, from Yusani, who says ex-Bucky Lingarded himself there when he went through on goal just moments ago.
I know what you mean, bro.
Oh, lovely back flick. Rasak, so strong in defence.
Good tackle. Very, very strong from Rasak.
Great feedback and reaction on the Facebook comments page today. Many thanks to all of you for sharing, following and commenting on the action. Big numbers, and it just goes to show the fan base that Malaysia, and to their credit, Brunei have.
Yep, it's fantastic. And guys, let us know in the comment sections who would you want Malaysia to face in the next round, Singapore, Indonesia or Myanmar?
I think the Malaysians, a bit like Singapore, want to save each other for the final, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. No,
we have that. Shout out to the Brunei Esports Association. They've been following this tournament closely. Shout out to all the guys there.
Cheers, guys. Hope you're proud of your team and their efforts overall.
Just the 3 minutes.
Oh, they got a chance here. Kush.
Is it going to be a consolation? No.
I wanted them to get a goal.
I think that will be that now in terms of the goal scoring. Well, Malaysia have scored 5 tonight and they haven't conceded 1. And as long as they keep them out for the final 2 minutes of Brunei, for Brunei it'll be a question of what have been. Their night really has been a disaster, starting with the 5th minute red card from Zars in the first game, and then that inexplicable own goal in the 7th minute here, accredited to the keeper, Zikoi Brown. But Malaysia are going to top Group A. Thailand are going to finish second, and it sets up nicely as we await next Wednesday and Friday to ascertain who they'll place. Yuzani says, we want the Causeway Derby in the final, La.
Yeah, man. Same here, bro.
So 3-0.
Well done, Malaysia.
And 4-0 for Malaysia to qualify with a big exclamation mark. Very impressive indeed from Malaysia, who really never looked in any trouble of doing what they had to do tonight, Nitin, right the way from that first 5 minutes when Zar got the red card.
Yep, from that red card to in that first game to in this game, Brunei scoring this inexplicable own goal. I still do not know what happened here. The defender probably was trying to tackle the ball. He managed to get possession. It ended up becoming a chipped cross to his goalkeeper, who had no choice but to try and head it. And he couldn't head it away. He headed it back into his goal. So very unfortunate start for Brunei.
That's what you get for wearing gloves.
This was a fantastic through ball. Faiz on the first touch. Oh, brilliant volley.
Even in slow
side
motion,
netting.
it's a rocket.
Side netting always goes in, guys. If you find the side netting, you get a goal. Of course, not the other side of the side netting, then it's out. This was Bucky with a brilliant chip.
Oh. They'll have worked on that in training, won't they, Nitin?
Yes, definitely. And Rasa has managed to get enough power on that header. Again, side netting, no chance for the keeper. 3-0 to Malaysia. And the nice little Bafatimi Gomez.
Is that the dirty dog?
It's the panther crawl or something like that.
I think it looks better.
And this was Faiz again. I thought he had no angle here. Somehow managed to squeeze it past the keeper. Again, side netting. Those side netting shots always go in, guys. And Faiz showing a brilliant example today of how you do that.
Great strength to hold off the challenge there as well, Nitin, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was, I think, El Mimo. Got the shot away. Great save. Malaysia made lots of changes, but those changes seem to be positive ones. And unlike the Singapore team, the second team that came in today managed to do the job. So Singapore, watch out.
Yeah, and Singapore, by the way, that could still cost them top spot. You never know.
I know, right? I'm still a bit bugged that they didn't seal qualification that day. But I have faith in the guys, and I know they'll do us proud and finish top of the group.
Okay, let's come back live to the studio. If it does cost them top spot, of course, and they finish second, they will be playing Malaysia in the semi-finals. Let's go back live to Kuala Lumpur. Ayman is there. Ayman Roshizam, is Ayman with us still? Let's go to
Ayman Manalu.
Your thoughts, buddy, on that? Well, impressive. You can't describe it in any other way. Impressive performance from Malaysia.
Ya, ini memang benar-benar membanggakan. Akhirnya kita menyaksikan Malaysia on fire. Dan lebih-lebih lagi apabila kita menyaksikan penyerang yang berusia 17 tahun, Faiz only 17. dan dia menjaringkan 2 gol untuk terus membawa Malaysia bukan saja layak tetapi terus lompat ke tangga pertama. Jadi memang satu keputusan dan juga satu persembahan yang cukup baik, cukup cemerlang.
So Aiman, just a question for you. Who impressed you the most in that second much change Malaysian lineup besides Faiz?
Besides Faiz,
Yeah.
Ex-Bucky,
okay,
what were your thoughts on ex-Bucky? He was getting some criticism on the Facebook comment section.
mungkin ex-Baki menjawab kritikan terhadapnya,
Yes.
tapi dalam perlawanan kedua ni, selain daripada Faiz, saya boleh katakan kudos kepada Fifiedo. Fifiedo, by the way, yang melakukan satu lob through pass kepada Faiz yang menjadi
Fifiedo gave that assist. Fantastic assist that was. Beautiful ball to Faiz.
Listen, Iman, you've stayed up late for us, very appreciative. It's just gone midnight, so we're officially in Monday now. Very quickly, who do you want in the semi-finals? Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia or Myanmar?
Ini paling susah sekali. Tapi mungkin saya mahukan Indonesia sebab Malaysia, Indonesia, Nusantara Derby, sesuatu yang sangat-sangat besar dan kita mahu menyaksikan perkara tersebut. Tetapi jika kita dapat Singapura pun, satu perkara yang hebat juga, itu Causeway Derby. Jadi kedua-dua pasukan ini merupakan kedua-dua pasukan yang cukup fantastik dan sudah mestinya makin suka untuk Malaysia, tapi saya tetap percaya.
Good stuff, Iman. Listen, you've been a superstar as always, buddy. We look forward to you joining us again when Malaysia, as we do now know, are in the semi-finals. We'll confirm that date for you very shortly. Take care, Iman. Iman Roshizam, the shoutcaster extraordinaire and sports commentator, joining us live on the line via Zoom from Kuala Lumpur. So Iman signs off. And we check out the updated semi-final bracket because we now know 2 of the slots that have been filled. All we need to know who are the other 2 teams to join them. It will be semi-final 1, Malaysia as Group A winners against the team that finishes second in Group B, taking on the winners in the final of Thailand, who finished runners-up in Group A, and the winners of Group B, which could very well, I mean, it's looking likely to be Singapore, not guaranteed. And of course, as you see there, I mentioned the cash prizes. There's still a cash prize for finishing third. So on the 14th of June, there are going to be some top pro club players playing for big money, Nitin.
Yep, really looking forward to, how Group B ends up. Hopefully Singapore finish first, Indonesia or Myanmar coming in second, and I think even from earlier on, from the semi-final onwards, it's just going to get super exciting with the level of quality we have in this competition. It's going to blow your mind. So please take note of the dates and catch us for the C Nations Cup.
Yeah, speaking of taking notes of dates, reminder, there's no Pro Club. Monday night, the only night we don't have Pro Club here on One Play Sports, but we have got some esports for you late tomorrow, early hours of Tuesday morning, 1 a.m. Singapore time, GMT +8. We're going live to Donington to bring you esports. It's the Isolation E-Series, Formula E-Series. You can enjoy that, see the likes of Rubens Barrichello, Lando Norris playing, and we're delighted that that's now part of the One Play Sports esports bouquet. That's for tomorrow night. Let's update you with what's happening in the course of the next couple of days here on One Play Sports in terms of esports, because we are going to be back on Tuesday with the One Play Pro Club Challenge, the second quarter-final between Tiki Taka and Hyenas. That's got the makings of a real tight encounter. I wouldn't bet against extra time there, Nitin.
Yeah, but actually, in the quarterfinals, I believe we're going to see a lot more tightly contested ties, and this is going to be one of them. Tiki-taka, of course, a side with lots of attacking intent, brilliant ability to retain the ball. Hyenas, as we've seen against Cat Nino, these guys are no underdogs, and they will not be fearing Tiki-taka. I think they'll be looking forward to facing them in an exciting clash.
Can I just say many thanks, literally thousands of you watching on Facebook tonight. Got so many comments as well. It's great to see that we're really creating communities and building heroes here. And let's take if I had any hair, I'd tug on my forelock, but I will give a salute, and I think you'll join me in it. The manager of Vietnam, Trung Dang, he's a lovely chap. We've had him on the shows in our coverage. He says, good luck Thailand and Malaysia, taking the unfortunate news that Vietnam are out very well, and Trung Dang's a class act, and so are all of the Vietnamese team that we've spoken to over the course of this competition, and we'll be seeing Vietnam, I'm sure, down the line, and we'll still be seeing Vietnam with Brotherhood Viet in the One Play Pro Club Challenge quarterfinals.
Yeah, great to see a Vietnamese representative in the quarterfinals for the country in general, and hopefully Brotherhood Vian can do the country proud. They've already done the country proud. Hopefully they can do more.
So we now know it will be Malaysia, it will be Thailand from Group A. The big question is, who's it going to be from Group B? Here is the state of play as we go into the last 2 match nights for Group B. We've just seen Malaysia secure top spot. Can Singapore avoid them in the semis by confirming their top spot? They currently are top of the table by 3 points. Red hot favourites, but it's all to do with what's going to happen with Indonesia and the Philippines you fancy. On paper, you'd fancy Indonesia to win comfortably. Look at that Philippines goal difference. But if they were to slip up and Myanmar can pull off a shock against the Singaporeans, you just never know. Here's confirmation of the fixtures to come. Next week, it is Wednesday the 3rd of June, 11 p.m. We'll start at the Gloria and then we'll go back to the Philippines for the return about half an hour later. Any surprises going to come? By the way, Singapore and Myanmar play on Friday. Any surprises, or are you expecting it to be Singapore first, Indonesia second?
I'm expecting it to be Singapore first and Indonesia second. But having said that, Philippines have shown improvement after each match round that they played in. And if they manage to significantly improve again, Indonesia could be in a bit of trouble. But having said that, I do see Singapore beating Myanmar over both games. And you never know, but we've got a manager who changes players and everything. So it's all up in the air. Catch us on next week for what happens in Group B.
And I don't think the manager, if you're the Singapore managers watching, Nitin was very angry after that last time.
I wasn't. He's being dramatic.
You were?
I wasn't. I was disappointed. I wasn't angry and disappointed. It's different.
Hold on.
Okay.
On the show, you were all like, devil's advocate. When we got into the dressing room afterwards, you were throwing things across the floor. You were.
Sure, I broke everything in the office.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So, and you don't want to upset Nitin. Trust me, I know. Right, many thanks for joining us. Have a great, there's nothing left of your weekend now. We're into Monday. Stay safe, everyone, in these COVID times. Actually, before I go, very quickly, most importantly, realise you've got to, this one squirts fast.
No. A bit only. Okay.
Realise that you've got to sanitise, and we will see you back in the Spectrum on Tuesday for Tiki Taka against Hyenas. Back with the Pro Club C Nations Cup on Wednesday. And don't forget that Isolation E-Series, 1 a.m. Tuesday morning live on One Play Sport. Stay safe. We'll see you next week.